Yo, what's good, family? Back at it again with another video. I want to talk really quick about my thoughts on what are 10 tips to be a man. I figured we need to start doing these more tip videos as well because we're just trying to help as much as we can, trying to figure things out together. Not saying I get all the answers, and not saying my ideas are the best, you know, but we got a few challenges and a few avenues. We're gonna make it work the best way we can. That's all we ever have done. As a people, we just made the best with the few resources that we had. But anyway, what are 10 tips to be a man? I'm gonna do these straight off the dome. I probably should write out a paper about what 10 tips are to be a man. And I got my notebook here, so maybe as I go along, if I think of some more, I'll make them. But just real quick, what is being a man entail? Well, being a man entails being the complete package. There's no such thing as being the perfect man. Remember, one of my professors used to say, he said, I know a lot about, what he say, I can't remember what he said, I know, uh, I know a lot about a lot of things, but I'm only a master of a few things. Or he said, I know a lot of things, but I'm a master of no things. And basically, that's what it is to be a man. Maybe you master one or two things. Maybe you can be the best car washer in the world. Maybe you can be the best protector in the world. Maybe you can be the best parent in the world, and not the basis of you perfect in everything you do, but your children grow up and get college degrees and get a house and start a family and they own land and they invest and you invest because and they learn from you because you invest. That's my opinion of a perfect parent. But there is no such thing as the perfect man. They love to show these movies and TV shows where you can be a doctor, lawyer, firefighter, lumberyardman, landscape, police officer, military sergeant, mechanic, and everything. You can just do it all. There's no such thing. That one person does not exist. Um, it's fictional. It's a fictional character. It does not exist. But there are steps that you can take to be a man. And once you be a man, and once you have defined that part, the rest of it is easy in the basis of you got a foundation. Your whole life is gonna be hard, particularly as a black man. I can tell you right now, it ain't no joke, you know. And if you make it to 16, 17, 18, but I thank God because there's a lot of bros who didn't. But you can't stop celebrating there. You're not at the end zone. You're not even at the 50-yard line at 18 years old. You gotta understand, at 18, I think they said the average age for American male to live is 72. So honestly, you at the 25-yard line of the opposing teams, goal line. What I'm trying to say, if we want to use football terms, you ain't even nowhere near your own goal. You see what I'm saying? 18 times 4 is 72, if I'm doing the math correctly. So that means you only lived a fourth. So it's something to celebrate, which is extremely sad. Me and the brother just had that conversation the other day. That it's sad, but when we turn 18, we have to almost marvel at it or be happy about it because it's such a rare thing to do sometimes in the black community. But then after that, at 18, it's even greater target on your back. You know what I'm saying? That you're even closer to being a man, that you're even closer to providing for your community. So the oppressor or the enemy set so many traps and they blitz so much because, man, that's a great football term to use. If you don't know what football is, I apologize, but those who watch football will understand it. You're so close to your opponents goal line that they want to try to get the ball from you, that they're going to want to try to score on you. So they're going to blitz you so many times. They're going to send so many men to try to attack you, to try to sack you, to try to make you fumble, to try to intercept the ball from you, to take it away from you, which is your opportunity to score one. You are a heck of a lot closer to being a man. You're a heck of a lot closer to scoring a touchdown, to being a black man, to the leader of your household, to protect it, to raising another a set of generation of black kids. That would just be one less without a father, without guidance, without direction. That they would do everything they can, that they would blitz you from all directions to try to get you to make a mistake. You know, so they're gonna set so many traps for you possible. Let's not use football analogies no more. Let's just use regular analogies. They're gonna set so many traps for you to try to fall in it, even after the age of 18, because they still want to try to stop you. You see what I'm saying? They want to stop you. They want to make it game over for you. So anyway, that's just a basic rant. But 18 is not an age of, oh yeah, I'm a man now. That's it. But it should be, oh yeah, I'm a man. What now? A lot of us have fathers, uncles, mentors, friends, older brothers, cousins, anybody from the extended black family that if they truly needed the advice, I'm sure they can get it. That at least hopefully everybody need, and if you don't have it, that's bad. But hopefully everybody has that one person that they can go to, and even we just having basic barbershop conversations where I'm 18 now, what is next. Hopefully you can have at least one person that you can talk to and kind of ask that question. You may not get the best advice in the world, but it's something. I'm going to give you, since I am 18, I'm almost old. I'm getting older than that now, but since I have had an 18th birthday and kind of figured out the early stages of manhood, I just think that I just thought that it would just be good to come up here and share my advice. So the number one thing I tell you with being a man is being responsible. The number one thing as a man that you can be is responsible. Responsible for yourself, responsible for your family, responsible for your actions. No matter what that means. Responsible for yourself on the basis that you're 18. So that means that if you gotta do what you gotta do. Whether that means you're in college, you gotta be responsible for the class you take. You gotta be responsible for coming to class. You gotta be responsible for coming in, no matter how tired you are, no matter how sleepy you are, no matter are you in work. You gotta come in and study and put in that work. If you can get a good grade, if you can graduate, if you can't, to not be a statistic, but to actually be a black man of importance and actually have something. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta be responsible too. You gotta be responsible for your family. 18 now. Hope you may have a father, you may have an uncle or something, but 9 to the 10, you're the man of the house. You may even have an older brother, but they may have moved out by the time he's 18. But at least you one of the men in the house. You got to responsibility. So that means not saying you gotta be the father, but you're gonna be a leading figure, a leading example, particularly if you got young brothers and sisters. You know, and that means you gotta be an example. You gotta want to do the hard stuff. You gotta go inside there and kill the roaches. You gotta want to come inside there and help with the homework. You gotta be the protective. You hear a noise outside, there's no more being like, oh, run to mama's room, or hope that somebody is no. If it's a noise out there, you gotta make sure that your little brother and sister safe. That means responsibility in yourself. If hopefully you don't go mess up, everybody makes mistakes. If you have a kid, you gotta take care of it. You're 18. You can't expect nobody to take care of that kid for you. You see what I'm saying? Hopefully you have some help with him. But at 18 years old, you're a man. So whatever your actions are, is no, oh, she got the kid, I'm gone. No, if that's your kid, and in fact you find out that that's your kid, you gotta raise them. You know, that kid is gonna one day be 18, and he gonna look at you and be like, "Why won't you do that for me?" And you're gonna have an enemy, and you're gonna have a target on your back. It's not gonna be the oppressor. It's not gonna be a 45 or a 9, trying to pierce through your back or pierce through your heart. It's gonna be that same kid that you abandoned. You're gonna have a number one enemy. And you're gonna have a target on your back. And it's gonna be that kid. Not saying they're gonna come physically, come harm you, but to grow up with that's your seed, your legacy, a young man that has your last name, particularly if it's a son, who 9 times out of 10 would be the third or the second, depends on if you know if you got a father behind you who you were named after. That's gonna be your legacy. That's the second or the third coming of you, or somebody behind you, and if you're not responsible, you're not taking care of them, it is what it is. But you gotta be responsible for them. That's the worst thing that could possibly happen is a young black man to grow up without his father. So you gotta be involved in his life in some kind of form. You know, I think too, if you want to talk about being a man, you gotta talk about opportunity. And that means you got to not only take advantage of every decent opportunity that comes to you, but you got to also be able to go back and reproduce opportunity, not in the form of a child, but I mean reproduce opportunity in the physical form of that once you got it and once you understood the knowledge and once you got the game, you go tell everybody else about the game. And what I mean by that is once you figured out life, whatever that may be, I'm making YouTube. You know, I'm out there in the community. When I'm not on here, I'm out there in the community trying to put my name out there, trying to teach young men, trying to do the best I can, young brothers, and even some that are my own age. When I'm at school, I'm just not there all the time. I have deep conversations. Anytime I can pass out knowledge. And yeah, we talk sports, we talk about what's on ESPN First Take, but when I'm in the barbershop, I'm constantly telling and dropping knowledge about news that I found out, about this, about that, whatever it can be. We talk from taxes. We have diverse, distinctive conversations from, how to be a gentleman. If a brother's on a first date, you know, yeah, of course, it's probably not the best advice, and we have a lot of laughs in between. But if it's something that you can help and teach them, then you go in full circle. Whether you learn from experience or whether somebody told you, you reproduce an opportunity for that young brother to learn from somebody who's older than him to understand. But I did the latter before I did the first. But reproducing opportunity is a big thing. Once you get information, once you understand stuff, and definitely God is gonna bless Brown Brother. The thing that we doing, I hope to start doing some scholarships after I finish with school. I hope that I can come back and maybe it's a $200, $300 scholarship, but that right there can buy a laptop or maybe able to cover for a book. But that's just a little small thing. Because once I've got an opportunity that if I can't, was it 12 months in a year, if I can't save $20 every month, I mean, what I say 12 months in a year, if I can't save what, $10, I mean $20 every month, if I can't save $4 or 52 weeks in a year, if I can't save $4 every week to do a little $200 scholarship, that's me reproducing. It may not help a whole bunch, but it can help some. That's something that was not there. So trying reproducing opportunity, but also taking advantage of opportunity. What I mean by that is staying out of trouble. It goes back to the same thing with responsibility. If you get an opportunity to go to school, you're 18 years old. I know a lot of black men who said that they wish that they had gone to school at 18, with a lot of them going back at 40, which is great. I saw some statistics where it said a significant amount of young black men going to college at the age of 35 and 40. But I hear a lot of brothers, a lot of older, OGs tell me all the time, stay in school. I wish I had. So take advantage of the opportunity that's presented to you. Young, we got all the energy in the world. Straight up, I can make it off 3 hours of sleep. Real talk. I go to sleep sometime at 2, and I'm up at 5, 6, whatever. I take a shower. I don't even drink no coffee. I don't mess around with coffee. And the whole day I'm up. That's stamina. That's the energy of being young. So take advantage of the opportunity. Take advantage of your youth. You do something great at an old age, people gonna be like, yeah, that's great because you had experience to do it. But you do something fantastic and phenomenal at a young age, and people gonna pay attention. They may not always praise it, they may not always respect it. You may not even get the same views as a twerking video or as a whatever, because that's attention. Everybody gonna want to see that. But if you can create your own lane and do something great, and I mean twerking video is not you doing it, but you understand what I'm talking about. But if you can create opportunity at a young age, no matter how many likes or whatever you get, people gonna take notice. And sooner or later, if you create great opportunity, somebody's gonna benefit from that, and that's gonna be your blessing. But number three, I tell you what the making of being a man is chivalry, or well, I think it's called chivalry. I could be pronouncing it wrong, but it's basically just being a man, having manners, open up doors, yes ma'am, no ma'am, stuff like that. Being kind, being courteous. I hope I don't have to tell you this, but I go ahead and say it anyway. No means no, all that kind of stuff. That's what being a man is. It's being respectful. It's being responsible. It's being right. And that when you are out there in the street and you are, doing, I don't know, infield pickups, or you are just doing whatever you're doing, you know, uh, just be respectful, be mannerable, know that no matter who you come across, that it's still somebody's daughter, it's still somebody's sister, it's still somebody's grandchild, it's still somebody's niece, whatever it have you. So just, I would say chivalry. Four, I would tell you don't fall into the trap of misguided manhood. I'm gonna probably run that term down to the ground. I don't think I can get it copywritten or whatever happened. I think Judge Joe Brown, I remember old you may not be even old enough to remember that. But Judge Joe Brown used to have a show, and he would do the Man Up series. So I would say misguided manhood. Don't fall into the trap of misguided manhood. Sagging pants is not cool. I think I on my playlist where I had video by young black males that teach. Another brother teaches where the origin of saggy pants come from. But put on the belt. Uh, 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 Rich Homie Quan sitting up there with them little leopard pants, jeggings or jeans or whatever they call them. Next man, I know that word, but they sit up there. That's not manhood. You see what I'm saying? Calling the woman a B word, that doesn't make you a man. Saying the N word 1,000 times, that doesn't make you a man. All of these things are forms of misguided manhood because we're so disconnected from our culture that we begin to think that this stuff is cool. That we lack mentors and that we lack the fundamentals by a man. Not saying that a woman can't teach a man or can't raise a man, but we lack that fundamental discipline from a man that the way that God created, that we fall into the trap of misguided manhood. That we start letting these videos and this music and these imagery and these magazines and these Instagram posts and everything truly teach us what we are, but that's not it. Misguided manhood can be as far as partaking in mess and taking in junk and drama. Leave all that love and hip hop stuff alone. You're not a reality star. We're not. Most of us ain't rappers. We ain't that. And even if you are, you can do all that without the other end of it. So I just say don't fall into the trap of misguided manhood. Five, because I'm gonna try to make this video in 20-minute intervals. Because if I know this video is longer than 20 minutes, 9 times you 10 you're not gonna click on it. I wouldn't click on it. So we're gonna do a part two. But last but not least, put forth the best effort that you possibly can. So what I mean by put forth great effort is in everything you do, build your legacy, protect your legacy. Know that everything that you do is that you're doing it and that you don't want to smear your name. No matter how, who, or what was behind you, knowing that you carrying a pitchfork and that your last name means something and that you will fight tooth and nail to keep your legacy clean, polished, honorable, and upstanding. So just put forth your best foot possible in everything that you do. Go for that A. And if you don't make that A, that's fine. But if you get a C or a B, you can put a smile on your face knowing that you put forth the best effort possible. Don't settle for anything if you don't have to. Go out there and try to make it to the top. But do it the right way. Do it with passion, do it with love, do it with integrity, do it with righteousness, and do it with a spirit and a mind that's conscious, that's aware, and that's awake of those around you. But just put forth your best effort. Everything you do, everything you say. You're not going to cheat in school. You're not going to plagiarize. It's the easy route, but you know it's the wrong route at the end of the day. So you're going to do the best you can and put forth the time and effort that you can. So that's just it. Put forth your best effort possible, and you'll win every time. Peace.